quitclaim deed capital gain taxes. So welcome back. I'm Ted Thomas. I've been involved in tax defaulted property in that part of the real estate business for over 30 years. I've tried to give you some insight into quitclaim deed and into capital gain taxes. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a professional advisor. I just make videos so people can learn from me. So today's episode is answering your question, quitclaim deed capital gain taxes. Now, I know for a fact that some people like to just sell their regular real estate and they want to give it to a relative and they quitclaim it and they hope they don't have to pay a tax. I don't think that's going to work. I'm not able to give you advice on that, but you need to talk to an attorney on that. But I know the IRS wants to know about the sale, so that suggests to me that the property is going to be taxed when you sell it, so you want to check into that. So this is kind of an unusual combination of words or a statement to say quitclaim deed capital gains tax, but let's start out with quitclaim and then we'll progress into the tax. Again, you will need advice from an attorney or title company or a professional when it comes to this, because I'm just giving you the information on learning about it. So I'm not giving you any legal advice in this video. Okay, so real estate is pretty big business. It's competitive. And as you know, you're getting into it probably the same reason I'm in it, because you want to make profits. When you make profits, the tax man will get his share. So I think we should use that as our theme for the rest of it. So we're going to talk about quitclaim deed capital gain taxes. So later in this video, I'll actually show you some student investors making money in this subset of the traditional real estate business. Now, most people know traditional real estate to be homes. They know it to be small apartment properties, maybe even small office building, some vacant buildable lots and that kind of thing, even some small farms. Okay, well, I'm in a part of the business that's non-traditional and it's an alternative investment, and it really has to do with tax defaulted real estate. So I've been involved in this for over 30 years, and the property owners, what's really happened to them, they've got themselves into a default situation and they've failed to pay taxes. So this part of the business is not traditional. It's called tax defaulted property, and it has to do with tax liens and tax deeds. Now, if people don't pay their taxes, ultimately the property is going to be confiscated by the local county. So I'll be right back and I'll give you some details on that. So in today's episode, I'm answering the question, quitclaim deed capital gain taxes. Takes me a little while to get there, but stay with me and we'll get through it, okay? Generally, property is sold from one person to another person, and that transferring device is a deed. Okay, so there could be warranty deeds, there could be numerous different kinds of deeds that pass property. What we're concerned about today is the quitclaim deed. So let's kind of compare that with a warranty deed. So a warranty deed is what most people want. That means the seller is warranting that the title is clear on the property. And so many people don't believe the warranty deed, so they get title insurance. All right, so a quitclaim deed, you're not going to be able to get title insurance. So that really comes from our business of the defaulted property business, where properties are deeded from the county to an individual. Now, sometimes the county will use a treasurer's deed or a county deed or a quitclaim deed, or they can use all kinds of different deeds. I don't think the title is so important as what the deed actually said. So the content, the narrative within the deed is what's important. And when you get a property in a defaulted situation, you're buying from the government. And I can assure you the narrative in that deed is going to say that, yes, you're buying it at an auction and the county is absolving themselves. They're quitclaiming any involvement in whether the title is cleared. So there could be defects in the title or there could be defects in the property. So the county basically is saying any defect in the property is your problem, any defect in the title. And they do that by issuing a quitclaim deed, which after an auction might take 30 or 45 days to get. All right, so the county issues deeds and they clearly state that it's a quitclaim deed within the narrative, no matter what the name of it. Now, this causes a lot of confusion, okay? So let me repeat. The narrative within the deed is plainly going to tell you what kind of deed it is, okay? Now, regular real estate is different than tax defaulted real estate. So I'm an expert and a practitioner in the area of tax defaulted real estate. All right, regular real estate, you're going to try and get a warranty deed. If you can't get a warranty deed, you're definitely going to have to get title insurance, and they're not going to give you title insurance if there's a defect in the title. So that's going to require an attorney and a title company to solve all those problems. I can't solve those, but I can put you in a warning situation where I'm telling you this is a serious matter, because when you buy from the county, you're buying at an auction, and they're going to issue you a quitclaim deed. Now, some people think in regular real estate, they can take their property, for example, parents, they want to pass the property to their children. All right, when they do that, they think they're going to take a quitclaim deed and claim and give it to their children. Well, they can do that if they want to, but there's still going to be a tax consequence there, and so you need a tax advisor to talk to you about that. The tax is not going to go away. If the IRS wants to know about the sale, I can assure you they probably want their share of that sale, meaning they're going to want their share of the taxes that are due on that sale. All right, so I don't create the documents, but I'm just giving you some forewarning. There's no real problem here. Just understand, quitclaim deeds, in most cases, sellers are trying to quitclaim and avoid capital gains tax. Okay, I'm no expert and I'm not an attorney, so understand, it's my understanding you're going to have to pay the tax. So you might as well just go ahead to the attorney and find out how to do it the right way. That's regarding normal real estate. But I'm in the business of tax defaulted. Now, this is a alternative to the traditional real estate business. All right, when we're buying the property, we're getting a property at auction. So when it comes to us, it's usually got a huge discount. In other words, the county didn't want the property, so what did they do? They pass it on to any buyer that's willing to buy it, and usually they give a 60, 70, maybe even 80% discount from tax assessed value. So we're buying at a very low cost, then we sell at a markup from that. In other words, there's a margin from that low purchase price to what we sell it for. Now, that could be called ordinary income, capital gains, long-term, short-term. Again, you need a tax advisor to help you with that. But we're in the business of making money. So how do you make money? You buy properties low. You're going to have plenty of margin because you looked at the market and saw that you could have a good exit strategy and make money. So now when you sell it, when it comes to the tax situation, I'm not a tax advisor, so just understand you're buying with a quitclaim deed, but you're going to have to probably sell it with a warranty deed or a deed that's more valuable than a quitclaim deed. So you're going to have to get title insurance. That means you're going to have to go through the process, write it down, the word quiet title, which means you're going to need an attorney to do that. Clearly, the auction rules will state all these things. There's nothing new about it. But it comes up that people ask the question, quitclaim deed, capital gain taxes. Well, you're not going to be involved with too many quitclaim deeds because you're going to be a seller. When you buy, you're buying from the county, so you're not going to have to worry about that. You're going to get a quitclaim when you buy from the county. When we buy at the auction, we're buying directly from the county. The county is going to give us a sheriff's deed, or they could give us a treasurer's deed, or they could give us a quitclaim deed. In all cases, it will have the effect of a quitclaim deed, which simply means any defect in the property, any defect in the title, when we buy it, we get all that. All right, but we're buying at a huge discount. So that means we're probably going to have to clear that up. But if we can buy for 10 or 20 cents on the dollar and sell for 60 or 80 cents on the dollar, it's worth it because we've got a lot of margin. All right. So traditional real estate doesn't work that way. In traditional real estate, people want to sell it. They don't want to pay the tax. Well, guess what? Uncle Sam's your partner, so you're going to have to pay some taxes. All right. So the ones that are issued by the county that we're buying, we're going to rectify the problem by fixing the property up. We're going to get a quiet title done. We're going to do whatever magic we have to do to sell the property. And when we sell it, we should expect to pay some kind of taxes, whether it's income tax, short-term or long-term capital gain. Those are things you need to talk to an attorney about. All right, I can't pass judgment on what's good and what's bad, but I can tell you that I love the tax lien and deed business because I can buy 10, 20, 30 cents on the dollar, sell for anything I want. When I buy the property, I've got no mortgage or deed or trust lien to pay on it. Pretty good deal for me. There's 3,000 tax defaulted auctions at least every year in all 3,000 plus counties. Okay, now my name is Ted Thomas. Right below me, if you'd like, you can see what an auction list looks like, because we'll give you one free auction list. I'll see you on the next video.